In this video, we are going to understand deep neural networks in a very simple, non-mathematical way. If terms like AI, machine learning, deep learning, and PyTorch sound confusing, don't worry. We'll break them down step by step, connect the ideas clearly, and make the whole topic feel much more approachable. Recently, there has been a lot of buzz around artificial intelligence. In workplaces, in news, and even in casual conversations, people keep talking about AI tools changing how we work. Along with that, terms like neural networks and deep learning are becoming very common. But for many beginners, the words are familiar, while the meaning is still not fully clear. This lesson is meant exactly for that situation. The article aims to introduce deep neural networks in the shortest yet effective way. That means no complicated equations, no intimidating theory, and no assumption that you already know the field. The idea is to help you get comfortable with the concept first, so later you can explore tools like PyTorch with more confidence. In simple terms, deep learning is a part of machine learning, and machine learning itself is a part of artificial intelligence. Deep learning uses algorithms inspired by the structure and functioning of the human brain. The goal is to help machines perform tasks in a way that appears intelligent, such as recognizing patterns, making predictions, or understanding data. At first glance, the definition of deep learning can sound a bit complicated. That is not because the core idea is impossible, but because many big terms are placed in one sentence. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, algorithms, biological inspiration, and intelligence. A much better way to learn is to unpack each term one by one and then reconnect them. Now that we've covered core idea check, let's test what we've learned so far.
Here's quiz number 1. See if you can get it right.
Question 1. According to the article, deep learning belongs directly under which field? The correct answer is machine learning. The article describes deep learning as a subfield of machine learning, which itself sits under artificial intelligence. Question 2. What style of explanation does this guide promise? The correct answer is non-mathematical and simple. The article clearly presents itself as a layman's guide and a non-mathematical introduction. Question 3. Why does the original definition of deep learning feel complicated? The correct answer is it combines many technical ideas in one sentence. The article says, the definition becomes easier when we break down the major terms one by one. The article suggests that to understand deep neural networks properly, we should begin with artificial intelligence, or AI. This is the broad umbrella term. It refers to building systems that can perform tasks we normally associate with human intelligence. Once this big picture is clear, it becomes easier to see where machine learning and deep learning fit in. Inside AI, we have machine learning. Instead of programming every rule manually, machine learning allows systems to learn from examples and data. So rather than telling a machine every tiny instruction, we give it information and let it discover useful patterns. This is an important bridge between basic AI ideas and deep learning. Neural networks are one family of models used in machine learning. Their design is inspired loosely by how the brain processes information through connected units. When these networks become deeper, meaning they have more layers, we call them deep neural networks. That is why the term deep learning is closely tied to deep neural networks. If we now rebuild the definition in plain language, deep learning is a way of teaching machines to learn patterns from data using models inspired by the brain. These models help machines do useful tasks that seem intelligent. This simplified view is enough for a strong beginner foundation, especially before going into implementation tools. Now that we've covered concept links, let's test what we've learned so far.
Here's quiz number 2. See if you can get it right.
Question 1. Which term is the broad umbrella that includes machine learning and deep learning? The correct answer is artificial intelligence. The article explains that AI is the broadest category, with machine learning inside it and deep learning inside machine learning. Question 2. What makes a neural network deep? The correct answer is, it has many layers. Deep neural networks are called deep because they contain multiple layers that process information. Question 3. In this article, neural networks are said to be inspired by what? The correct answer is the human brain. The definition says deep learning algorithms are inspired by the biological structure and functioning of a brain. A beginner-friendly explanation is valuable because it removes the fear that often comes with AI terminology. Once you understand the relationships between AI, machine learning, and deep neural networks, the topic stops feeling mysterious. Then moving toward practical frameworks like PyTorch becomes much easier because you already understand what the tool is trying to implement. The article also points toward implementation using PyTorch. That is a useful next step. First, understand the concepts in plain language. Then, use a framework like PyTorch to build and experiment with models. This sequence works well because practice becomes meaningful only when the basic ideas are already clear in your mind. Now that we've covered final recap, let's test what we've learned so far.
Here's quiz number 3. See if you can get it right.
Question 1. What is the main purpose of this article? The correct answer is to give a non-mathematical introduction to deep neural networks. The article is clearly positioned as a layman's guide and a non-mathematical introduction. Question 2. Why does the article recommend breaking the definition into smaller parts? The correct answer is to make it easier to understand. The article says the definition sounds complicated at first, so each word and idea should be understood separately. Question 3. Which tool is mentioned as a way to implement deep learning ideas? The correct answer is PyTorch. The subtitle specifically mentions a non-mathematical introduction to deep neural networks with PyTorch. So that was your layman-friendly introduction to deep neural networks. If you understood the relationship between AI, machine learning, neural networks and deep learning, then you already have a strong starting point. From here, you can confidently move into practical learning with tools like PyTorch. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and don't let the jargon intimidate you.